My name is David from BrainDrive, and we are going to quickly do a high-level overview of plugins and how they exist within the BrainDrive architecture. Uh, for those of you unaware, the front end has been developed in React, and the back end has been developed in Python, a fast API. Uh, the core itself has been bundled with Vite, and the plugin, each individual plugin has been bundled with Webpack Module Federation. And the attempt with that was to give best of both worlds, so to speak. Vite allows you to do fast reloading, which basically means that you can code, and as you're coding on the front end and making changes, the front end that you have up will immediately take upon those changes so you can quickly see what is going on. If you have any issues, errors, work them through really quickly without having to do rebuilds every 2 seconds. The backend using Fast API, it's just a preference versus Flask or something like that. But I find that if you know one, you can quickly move to the other. Python is just built in that nature where it's very polymorphic, so to speak. The fact of how to do API is just how to do API. So that's basically the nuts and bolts of what everything is built upon. The key thing to remember is the difference in the front end, especially when you're doing plugins right now, because the module federation is kind of a little different. And in future videos, we'll go over that. But this is a very high overview just to get an understanding of how plugins fit within BrainDrive. What is a plugin in BrainDrive? It is basically any page that you see underneath here has been built upon with a plugin. This page right here just so happens has one large plugin. It handles multiple operations. And the concept behind it was simply, let's see what happens. And playing around to handle multiple operations at one plugin in one instance on one page. If you go to the AI chat page, which we currently has of the default for right now, you can see that there are 3 different plugins right now, and they communicate with each other through bridges. And in that case, it's the event bridge. All plugins have been developed decoupled, which means that they have no intimate knowledge of the core and vice versa. So this makes the plugins interchangeable and readily adaptable as best as humanly possible. And what happens is when you select a model, it sends out a little message to this page and it says, hey, this is the model we're using. And this, the AI chat v2, it actually is able to receive the events because it's using that bridge, and it gets the information and it goes, I know what to do with this, and then it automatically selects, such as we will show right here. If I'm going to switch to this, and then it would automatically use that information. Just like I don't have a page there right now. Pages are the same thing. When you change a page or you go like this, I want to delete it, or I was rename it. Sorry, we'll go to here. Here. It automatically sends a message to here, says we're going to start a new conversation, and it moves the information over, and the AI chat v2 knows what to do with this. We will get into bridges later, of course, but this is just an overview. Settings. All settings are also plugins. They're just a little different type. You just have to know what information to set in the manifest, and that will determine if you have a BrainDrive Studio type plugin where you put it on a page, or is it automatically picked up by settings. And this allows you to have a plugin that can have some type of setting that you determine is important, and it will store it in the settings table. And this will allow other plugins or other parts of the system to come in and get the information in a very standardized way, which also uses bridges as well for the settings. But that's the basic concept of plugins. All plugins are currently installed through the plugin manager. You simply go through here. We try to do something similar to like WordPress, just the install process works through. It basically downloads it from GitHub right now, all the code, everything there. your build, puts it where it needs to be, and then makes it available. When you install, there's also test tools that you have available to ensure that it is installed, that it meet all the requirements, and if there's anything wrong with the build, how the plugin system sees it, it will give you a little insight into how to debug that information. But I'll set up some debug situations so that you can see them later on with different videos. I hope this is, for lack of better words, got your feet wet into the system, and I look forward to teaching you more about it so you can develop whatever your imagination holds. And I hope you have a good day.